Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, it's our Friday Live again. My name is Marufa Otoluri, and I'm the founder of Lola Loves Parenting. And here we are today again. It's Friday, of course. Yes, we thank Allah for sparing our lives to this moment, right? So today, inshallah, we're going to continue our conversation on raising children, right? Tarbiyah. This is something that is very important. And like I always say, that if you actually know what you are doing, if you know what we are doing as humans, we would see that raising our children is a great opportunity for us to raise ourselves again. It is a very great, a very big one. It's a very big opportunity for us to raise ourselves again. And that's why this is something that I have taken upon myself, that we're going to continue doing this so that many people are going to, they have that opportunity of raising themselves again while they also raise their children. Thank you so much for joining me, Sulaim. I saw your message late, but I responded to it. Alhamdulillah. So today we're going to be talking about raising responsible children while still maintaining connection. As we all know, that this month has been the month of raising independent and responsible children. And if you have been following through our social media platform, right? Yes, thank you. If you have been following through, I've been talking about this. I've been giving practical tips. We've been talking so much about how we can actually raise responsible and independent children. This is always the fear of, yes, it's an opportunity to raise ourselves again. If we think deep, if we reflect, it is an opportunity, right? So, like I was saying that this is something that we really want to see in our children. We want to raise children that are disciplined, right? We want to raise children that are responsible, that are independent, that can make wise decisions on their own. This is something we want. But the problem that we have as parents is that we do not have the right tools. We do not have the right skills. We do not have the right knowledge for us to be able to do all of these things. So we just see it as, okay, we'll just go back to how how they did it for us. At least we turned out okay. Like we always say, like so many of us will say that we turned out okay. They did their best and we turned out, we're also going to do our best and we'll turn out okay. Right. So yes, raising responsible children while still maintaining connection. Is this something that is possible? Is it something that is attainable, right? We need to know that maintaining connection with our children is a key ingredient for parents who are intentional. If you have been listening to me for some time now, you would find out that whatever it is that you want to achieve as a parent, you need to maintain an emotional connection with your child. If you actually want to raise them, not to damage them, if you want to raise them how you should raise them. So I said, maintaining connection with our children is a key ingredient for parents who are intentional about the way they nurture their children. This is because connection helps one to stay in the place of influence and give you the capability to actually influence your children. Why are we talking about influence? It is something that is already known. It is a known fact now that children are definitely going to be influenced either positively or negatively. They're definitely going to be influenced. And the truth is, if we actually want to be in that place whereby they are influenced positively, we are the first people or the first set of people that would influence them positively. Whatever it is that they get outside of us, we are not sure of what it is going to be. We are not sure if it is going to be a positive influence or if it is going to be a negative influence. And that's why it is important for us to maintain that connection. It is not for any other thing, but just for us to be able to influence our children positively. A lack of connection with your children only puts you in the place of always wanting to control your children. So it's two things. It's either you are connected with your children or you are just in a place whereby you are exercising your authority on your children. You are controlling your children. You are just controlling them because you think that controlling them is what is going to help you to get, that result. You feel that controlling them is what is going to help you to get to where you want to be in their lives. And you need to be aware that authority is not your ability to control your children. I've always said this I've said it many times that when we say authority, it is not your ability to control your children, but your ability for them to trust you enough to listen to you. Your ability to be in that place whereby they trust you and you can influence them. So I said that authority is not force and control. It is your ability for your children to trust you and for you to be able to influence your children positively in the midst of so many negative influence out there. This is something that we know already. And I think I have heard, a saying of the Rasul, peace be upon him, that there is no time that will come except that it's going to be worse than the time that we have spent. So if we're in that place whereby we're saying that, these children, they are this, they are that, it is not going to get better. Let me put it that way. It is not going to get better. It is only going to get worse. Outside, the world there is only going to get worse. And that's why we need to put ourselves in the place of influence. So a lot of parents, because this is not our fault, like I always say that how we were raised is not our fault. It's not something that we had control over. We do not have control over it. However, it is necessary for us to take responsibility for our action and do better. So a lot of parents think that only harsh discipline and the ability to control children is what will make us to raise children who are responsible and children who are disciplined. But it is not true, unfortunately. What harsh discipline is going to do is that it helps us to raise children who are hypocrites. I've said this before. It helps us to raise children who are hypocritical. What do I mean by this? You are being harsh. Whenever it is you're around or you're coming around your children, you're just there. There's fear in your children, right? What is going to happen is that you're going to raise children who are hypocrites. What does this mean? You're going to raise children who are going to be good, who are going to do the things that you want, who are going to just be in that place just because you are there, because they want to avoid your trouble. And the moment you leave, the moment you are no longer there, the moment they live under your roof, the moment they go to school, the moment they gain admission, they do other things that you would not want them to do. That is what harsh discipline does to children. That is what it does to children. Let's just think about it critically. Think about while you were growing up, the things, a mentor of mine would say that, why is it that after they told us that if you do this, you go and get unwanted pregnancy. You see how many people that still got that unwanted pregnancy. You see, many of us, while we were growing up, we were being told, if you lie, it's not good to lie. I'm so sorry. I think I was gone for some moments. Please kindly confirm to me that I am back and you can hear me. Right. Am I back? I think I'm back. You can hear me clearly. Alhamdulillah. Yes, I'm back now. Right. Alhamdulillah. You should know, like, you have to say the truth. You have to speak the truth. You have to do things like that. But look at us today. We still find ourselves in a place whereby we are still doing those things that we were told not to do. That's one example. Another example is our parents back then were saying things like, read your book. It is important for you to read your book. If you don't read your book, you will do this. If you do this, just emphasis on read your book. A lot of us just did it just to let me just do it for them so that I want to avoid trouble. And that's why till today, we have so many people that find it difficult to read, even if they know that, yes, my success is somehow tied to this thing, because if I know better, I will do better. When I do better, I'm going to get good results. We still find it very difficult to read because we were not raised to see it as something important. We were just forced into it. And the moment we are forced into it, when there's no motivation, when there is nobody to run after us again, what happens? We drop it. We don't do it anymore. But we do not want to raise children like that. We don't want to raise children that do the things that they are expected to do just because we are present, just because we are there. And when we are no longer there, they switch, they go back to the things that we would not want them to do. And that's why I said that as discipline, what it does is that it raises children to be hypocritical. We become hypocrites. Children will do the things that we want in our present and do something different later behind our backs. This is one of the reasons why integrity is lost in our climate today. Think about it. You see people that are working for other people and they only do what is right just because the boss is there, quote and unquote. The moment the boss is not there, then what happens? We go back. Alhamdulillah for Islam, because we have a lot of people that come and say that if not for Islam, we'll say that we'll still say that if not for Islam, we still see people that are righteous, that are still doing something wrong, that are still doing things that they are not proud of. So integrity is lost in our time because of how we were raised. We were only doing the right things, not because the right thing is the right thing to do, but because the right thing is what is going to keep us safe with our parents. We have so many people who do the right thing only when an authority figure is present and do something contrary behind them. And this is the main reason why connection is important. Because if you do not connect, you are definitely just going to be controlling. And when you get to that stage whereby you can't control anymore, you lose that child. I like to say that a lot of problems that we have as adults today, we wouldn't have had it if we had parents that can actually influence us. Think about it. Your parents, your dad or your mom, they were so harsh on you when you were very young. They were there, you did. And now that you are no longer depending on them for anything, they can't talk to you and you listen because they are not in the place of influence in our lives. They could just control us. At the moment we are no longer depending on them for anything again, what happens? They lost that control. They are unable to talk to us. Or even when they talk to us, we just feel like it is your own. I'll still do my own. We can't even talk to them. We can't even ask them to advise us. And one thing is that our children will find us out one day. Just like we have found our parents out, these days. If you lie and you feel that, okay, you're just going to do it, and your children will grow up and find you out as a liar. Your children will grow up and see you as somebody who is not responsible. Your children will grow up and see you as somebody who is not disciplined. Your children will see you as somebody who is not, if you are not responsible, as someone who is not responsible. Our children will find us out, just like we have founded our parents out, or we have found our parents out. So, like I said, it is an opportunity for us to raise ourselves again. There might be other factors that might not be able to, that might not help us to put all of these things that we learn into perspective when we talk of trauma, when we talk of a lack of emotional intelligence and all of that. But being able to know, first of all, put us in a place whereby we're able to do better. Right? So responsibility defined. We need to know that responsibility is not about perfection. It's not about, you have to be responsible. You have to do this. We need to know that it takes time. It is about participation. It is about getting your children to participate in the things that you do in your house, that you do at home. It is about being consistent. It is about ownership. It is not about perfection. So it is about making sure. The goal now is we want to raise responsible children. We are making them to participate in the things that they need to do. They are not just participating, they are consistent with it. And consistency is not something that jumps on children. If you don't have it, you struggle to instill it in your children. It is about ownership. Ownership in the sense that your child understands that, yes, this house is our house and we need to put our hands together, work as a team and make it work. So raising responsible children in parenting means that you are guiding your children to develop that ability and willingness. Look at the word. You are guiding them. You're not just pushing them to it. You're not just controlling them to it. That's why we are guides to our children. Allah has given them to us so that we can guide them. So it is us guiding our children to develop that ability, which means that we want them to be able to respond. We want them to be able to respond. That's what responsibility means. It's just from those two words, responsibility. So what does this mean? It means that we are trying to guide our children to develop that ability and that willingness to respond. That ability and that willingness to make good choices. That ability and that willingness to be accountable for their actions. That ability and that willingness to contribute meaningfully to their family and to the community. That ability and willingness to manage themselves with integrity. That is what it is. So now, our own job, like I said, is to guide them to be able to do it. And to even not just be able to do it, to be willing to do it. To have that willingness to do it. Not because we are forcing them to do it. Not because we are controlling them to do things. But they have the ability, which means they are equipped with what they need to do it. And they are doing it willingly. They are making good choices. They are seeing that, okay, yes, this is something that I can do just to catch fun. These are the things that I am expected to do. I am choosing the things that I'm expected to do. So when I finish the things that I'm expected to do, I can go back to play. I can go back to have fun. A lot of parents complained on the group about children not listening, children disobedience, listening. I had a couple of that in the Wednesday session that we had this Wednesday that we usually have fortnightly, right? Being able to be accountable for their actions. Being able to contribute meaningfully to the family. Why? Because there's this sense of ownership. There's this sense of, yes, we own this thing. So, we need to know that in the process of trying to, guide them towards all of these things, we are trying as much as possible to help them to grow their confidence and emotional maturity. Because confidence is something that is important. Maybe because of our ignorance of this, the things that we do actually rob our children of their confidence. Think about it. It robs them of their confidence. All those hurts, the emotional abuse, the physical abuse and all of that, it robs them of their confidence. So we're trying to guide them to be able to respond to making good choices willingly, to be able to be accountable for whatever it is that they do. Even when they make mistakes, they're able to say that I made this mistake. The only time your child will come out to say that, Mommy, I broke this or I did this, is when they know that you will not overreact. Even if they are going to face the consequences of their action, you are not going to overreact in a way that it is going to hurt them either emotionally or physically or mentally. Then your child will be able to take accountability for whatever it is that they have done, either wrong or bad. They are able to have that ownership of, yes, this family is ours. So at different ages, responsibility, is different. It looks like guiding children to really get chores done. Chores is one of those things that we feel that, okay, yes, if we actually want to raise responsible children, it starts from that. It starts from being able to say that, okay, yes, these are the chores that we're supposed to do and we're doing it. It goes beyond that. It goes into, okay, they are able to make the right decision. They leave your home. The moment they leave your home, is no longer about chores. It's about they are meeting with people. It's about making the right decision to choose friends. Okay, yes, this friend aligns with my value. I'm going to choose this friend. No, I'm not going to choose this friend. He steals, he does this, that is still responsibility. It goes down to owning and regulating their emotions. Somebody has upset you. You're not saying because of that. You're taking responsibility for your emotions. You're not just everywhere. And the truth is that all of these things, if we do not have it, and that's why we'll always say that parenting is about us. It is about us. It is not about our children. Because our children were never given to us damaged. They were given to us as a clean slate. It is wherever it is that we are, even while carrying them in the womb, when we give birth to them, that actually shapes them. So it has to do, yes, a lot of the time, parents find that struggle because responsibility, first of all, starts with, okay, yes, you're supposed to do your chores, you did not do it. You're supposed to do it. But we do not think beyond, okay, chores. Because if we think beyond chores, then we'll know that what our children need is the guidance to actually put them in a place whereby they are able to make the right decision. They are able to be accountable for what their actions. They are able to regulate their emotions. They are able to do several other things. So responsibility does not just stop in chores. So, and in doing so, you are maintaining connection. It will require that to be encouraged gradual independence while showing empathy and patience when mistakes are made. It requires that we are a lot patient. We are so patient, because if we are not patient, then we will not be able to put ourselves in a place that we should be, which is the place of influence in the lives of our children. So if you have been following through our series on, the things that you need to condone to raise responsible and independent children, you would have seen that I spoke about mistakes, I spoke about failure. You need to embrace it. Not just condone, you need to embrace it. Because the moment your children are no longer making mistakes, it shows that they are not trying new things. Because they want to avoid trouble. Because they want to be safe. Because our house should be that safest place for them. The moment they are not failing, it means that they are not trying new things. Think about it. Even as adults doing things, we'll do things, we'll fail. The only time you will fail is when you do something. If you don't do anything, you won't fail. Who will agree with me? If you don't do anything, if you don't write exam, you won't fail. Or even pass. Right? Are people with me? Can I be heard? I feel alone. So if you don't write exam, you will not fail. If you will not fail, you will not pass. You just be there. You will know if you are moving forward or not. So it requires that they are able to try new things. They are able to do new things. They are able to carry it on. And that's why mistakes and failure is not something we can take out of raising our children. If we actually want to raise children that are responsible, children who are independent, children who can make the right decisions. It is something that is very important. If you've not been following through, please go and follow. We have about 5 or 6 of the things that you need to condone for you to be able to raise responsible children. And, it came with lots of explanations that will give us insight of how we can actually condone all of these things. But unfortunately, and it is so unfortunate, we punish and chastise our children for the mistakes even we can make. Have you thought about it? Your child broke a plate or spilled water. You are insulting that child. You are punishing that child. That same water spilled in your own hand. That same plate broke in your own hand. You can't even forgive yourself too. You keep, but what do you do? There's nothing you can do. But you need to be able to put yourself in the place that, okay, yes, this child has made mistake. Is it enough for me to punish this child for something that he or she couldn't have controlled? So we need to think about it from this angle. These are the things that will help us. So it requires, like I said, that intentional parents are thinking parents. It requires you to be able to think, to be able to reflect, okay, yes, this child has made this mistake. You are looking inward. What is it that I need to do to guide this child? What is it that I need to do to avoid this thing next time? Instead of being in a place whereby we feel that hurting that child is the only thing that will make that child to learn. So this is something that is very important. Let us not always be in a place whereby we always want to hurt our children. We want to punish them. We want to chastise them just because they have done something wrong. So now, maintaining emotional connection. We have spoken about responsibility, what responsibility really means. Now, we want to talk about maintaining that emotional connection, right? So, nurturing or guiding children to make good decisions, to take better decisions, to make good choices, to take better decisions, to own up to their errors and mistakes, to take full responsibilities for their misdeed, isn't something we can do effectively without maintaining emotional connection. I've explained this and I've broken it down before, that we won't be able to achieve all of these things. We won't be able to put them in a place whereby they make good choices. We won't be able to put them in a place whereby they take better decisions. We won't be able to get them to that place whereby they do something wrong and they own up to it. They fumble and they come back home to tell us that, Mommy, I did this, I fumbled. We won't be able to do it if we have not, maintained emotional connection with our children. So discipline without connection can feel like rejection to children. If you are disciplining your child, there is no amount of, even if, because they trust us, that's why when we discipline them harshly, we beat them, we do certain things, and we tell them that I'm doing this because I love you, we distort everything. You think I broke this down in the last session too. That's where your child will get to a place whereby there's domestic violence, and that child will keep convincing herself that it is because this person loves me, that is why this person is hurting me emotionally, physically. So if your discipline is without connection, it can feel like rejection to your children. Like you have just rejected us. There is no love. That love is a conditional type of love. When I'm doing well, my parent loves me. But when I make mistakes, when I err, they don't love me anymore. So there's no unconditional love. So what does discipline with connection look like? I'm going to give, practical examples of what it means, because I've gotten lots of questions. If you're saying this connection, what exactly does it mean? So it means that you're showing empathy to children when they err. Even when they make mistakes, you're still showing empathy to them. Because, of course, even when a child does something, for example, a child, the plate broke, he fell down and it broke. You won't see your child laughing. Your child is already feeling remorseful that, oh my God, I broke this plate. So that child is already feeling that remorsefulness that, okay, yes, this is something that has happened. It is not good. I don't like it too. So it is not now. Disciplining with correction is, you're letting your child know that I know that you feel bad breaking this plate or whatever it is that has happened. However, you need to be more careful next time. That's disciplining with connection. It shows that you are empathizing. You also put yourself in the shoes of your child. You are coming to that conclusion that, okay, yes, this thing can also happen. It can also happen with me also. It can also happen with me. So you are empathizing. You are putting yourself in your child's shoe. So discipline with connection would mean that you are sitting with your children down. You are sitting your children down in a calm and firm voice, talking to them about what they have done wrong and coming up with things that they would have done better. This does not mean that they will not face the consequences of their action. They will definitely face the consequences of their action. But then, guidance and discipline with connection is now, okay, you have done this wrong. How? How did it happen? What exactly went wrong? What exactly went wrong? Then, okay, what is the solution? What is it that we can do for us to avoid this next time? That is disciplining with connection. Acknowledging the fact that house chores can be tiring to do. So your child is expected to do something. You already have your routine. Your child knows that, okay, yes, these are the things that are expected to do. Instead of you just saying that, okay, yes, now go and do this. Your child is feeling reluctant. And you say something like, house chores can be very difficult to do. I remember when I was a child too, my mom would always run after me to do it. But then, we have to do it. I know that it is difficult. It can be tiring. But then we have to do it. That's the only way the home will work. Acknowledging the fact that, okay, yes, so mommy also knows that this thing is difficult, and she's acknowledging the fact that it can be tiring to do it, but then it has to be done. So you want to go on to ask, okay, what time of the day do you think is the best for you to do this thing? You see, a lot of time, there are no rules that are written on stone. A lot of the time, we feel that, okay, yes, because so many people get their house chores done in the morning before they go out, they have to wash the plates, sweep the house, do this, do that, then that is the same thing you have to adopt. It is not a must. There are no rules that are casted in stone. You can do whatever it is that works for your family. If it is when the children come back from school that you know that, okay, yes, that is the time that everyone is relaxed, everyone can concentrate on their house chores and, without running helter-skelter, trying to meet up and all of that, adopt what works for you. There are no rules that are casted in the stone. Adopt what works for you. And if you feel that, okay, yes, morning is working, it's just that my children are still struggling, you want to bring them, you want to ask them, you want to talk to them. Always talk to your children like they are adults. I believe in the power of words. Words are so big. Words work. So you want to sit them down. You want to ask them, okay, what exactly do you think we can do? What time of the day do you think is best for you to have this done, to get this done? Let them come up with their options. They can say, okay, maybe in the afternoon, maybe, let them come with options. Then with those options, you still sit together to eliminate some options. Okay, no, this is not possible. It's not possible for you to wash it in the morning, very early in the morning. You know that, we have to go to work. We have to be early. The school bus is going to come to pick you. So this will not work. What do you think? You will see your child agreeing with you. Yes, yes, yes. it's not going to work. Not because of anything, but because you have carried them along in your decision making. You're not just acting like, the president's general. You have carried them along, even if something will work. And you're saying that, Abdullah, no, this one will not work. You know that you see them agreeing with you, Mom is true, it will not work. Mom is true. Not because of anything, but because they are feeling important. They are feeling valued. That, okay, yes, I'm part of the decision-making process. I'm part of that thing that will make the home work. So you now start eliminating the choices one after the other. Suddenly, you eliminate choices that won't work, and reasons why it won't work. Give your children, don't just say, we have left that era where your child will say, Mommy, why? And say, because I said so. If you say because you said so, your child will just do it for that time, but your child will not be motivated to keep at it. And that's not what we want. We want integrity. We want them to be able to keep to the things that they're expected to do, even if we're not there. That's the goal. Another way of disciplining with connection is you're acknowledging your child's feeling of being upset. Your child is very upset. As a matter of fact, your child is already doing things that is already upsetting you. Then you're letting them know that it's not okay. It's okay for you to be upset. It's okay for you to be upset, but it's not okay for you to talk to people rudely. And I'm not going to take that from you. Instead of, what comes to us naturally is we want to start jumping up. We want to start shouting, is it me that I carried you in my womb for 7 months, for 9 months? Me that I did this, yeah, and English, we'll now start giving words. And words are powerful, especially words of mothers to their children, of parents to their children. This is something that is very important. Our natural default is we want to start shouting. We want to, wield cane. We want to say, no, now, it will not work. It will not work. And we want tools, we want skills that will work, that will continue to work for us. That will not take us away from that place of influence. That will not take us away from the place whereby when somebody say, go and talk to your mommy about this thing, your mom will say, my mommy does not understand, Jared. Because you don't actually understand. Because you do not empathize with your child. Because you do not agree to the fact that, yes, this thing can be difficult. You're always showing perfection. If you want to raise responsible children, those are the ways you build connection with them. We're going to talk about other ways, but now we're talking about discipline with connection. So it is very important for you to, and that's why when we held the master your emotions course as a parent, I said that your emotion is at the heart of parenting. If you cannot master your emotion, forget about intentional parenting. Forget about it. So please, if you didn't take that course, like you said, it's just once in a year. If you didn't take that course, please save up to take it. It is something that will help you. It will not just help you in in just your parenting. This one, I assure you, because I know what the content is. I made it. It will not just help you. It will help you in all when it comes to your relationship all around. So you want to go back to it because all of these things, it's easy for us to talk about this, do this, do this, do this. But if you do not have the skills to actually put all of these things in place, it's not going to work. You will not be able to even put it in place. Because any moment now, your stomach have started, doing, it's me that this child is disrespecting. It's me that you will not be able to put yourself in that place of calm. And you are bit by bit, you are losing that influence with your child. So it's okay for you to be upset, but it's not okay for you to talk rudely with me and offer them help on how to communicate better. So if you look at all of these things, you see that it is not just ending with, okay, I understand that you're upset. Let's just leave it at that. No, it continues to, okay, yes, I know that you're going through this. Yes, then you set that boundary. Setting that boundary is, I'm not going to allow you to talk to me rudely because you're upset, right? You have empathized. We're going to talk about this stuff. You have empathized. You have set boundary. Then you're now offering a skill. Okay, I'm going to help you on how to communicate your feelings and your thoughts better. So it comes with several other things. It's not just about you saying that, okay, I can see that you're upset. Oh, yeah, sorry. No, that's not what we're preaching. That's not it. I can see that you're still struggling with following through with your routines. There was a day I went to work. Presently, in this my own season of life, my kids are still at home. I went to work and I came back and I found out that my children didn't follow their routine. Yes, I was very upset. I was very upset. I was like, oh my God, this routine that I've been following. So it doesn't mean that it is just because when I am around that you follow the routine. So because I'm not around, you didn't follow the routine. I was upset. I said so many things. Then I came back and I said that, yes, I understand that routines can be very difficult to follow. But then what else can we do to make this work? What else can we do for you to be able to follow your routine? Then the elders say, Mommy, there's nothing you need to do. We'll be following it. We'll follow it. I did not beat. I did not shout. And they will follow it. And what all of this does is that it makes your children think. I've spoken about, how the brain actually works when it comes to thinking, taking decisions and all of that. The things that we do as parents will not make our children to listen. Take that and take it. The things that we do as parents will not make our children listen. It will not make them to obey us. And as a matter of fact, obeying is not even, is not the goal here. They can obey you in your presence and they will disobey you in your absence. So that's not the goal. It's for your children to be able to ask meaningful questions. So I can see that you are struggling with following your routines. What can we do? What can we do to help you master it? Talk to your children. Don't see them as, they're just kids. Just enforce them to do it. No. So discipline should address the acts, but not attack the child. Because what we do not want, what we don't want is the behavior, is the act. It's not as if we don't want the child. And that's why we need to be careful of the things that we say. We should never find ourselves in a place where we're saying that what is even wrong with you? Kilon Shieno, this is something that we say. What is wrong with you? Kilon Shieno. What we are telling our children is that something is wrong with me. My mommy said something is wrong with me. So definitely something is wrong with you. This is something that robs our children of their self-esteem. So when they want to do something, they'll say, Mommy said something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with me. I can't do it. There's nothing I can do. So we need to be careful not to attack the child, but address the act, address the behavior. Discipline should still make your child trust you. It should make your trust with your child intact, not break that trust. This is something that is important. So what do you want to do? You want to use the pause. Your child has done something wrong. Instead of, because we feel that discipline is something that it's like it's an emergency. You need to quickly, or else your children will not take you seriously. You need to quickly address it. No, it's not something you quickly need to address. I remember that a day I came back from work, just this week, I think day before yesterday, I came back from work and immediately I entered the room, the sitting room. The living room was very dirty. It was, it was upside down. It was dirty. I just entered. They hugged me. Oh, how are you? This. I just went into my room because, of course, I was exhausted. I was coming from work and I just went to sleep. I slept for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then I went outside. Then I started selling them. Okay, yes. Then I didn't. Only Allah helps me that day. Of course, I didn't. I was not everywhere. I just went outside and I just told them, this living room is so dirty. This is it. Then when I went to the kitchen was also upside down. Then when I came back, by the entrance of the bedroom to the kitchen, I saw that the heaps of clothes that I left inside the washing machine, my kids already washed them. And that's the more reason why everywhere was messy. There was water everywhere. And I was just saying, Alhamdulillah, thank God I didn't even overreact, because these kids would have seen it as, Mommy didn't even appreciate the fact that we washed, the clothes. She didn't even appreciate this. So what did I do? I paused. I went into my room. I went to take a nap, because if I am reacting, it's not because of what the kids did. It's because I am tired and probably hungry too. So what do we need to do? We need to pause. You need to pause. You need to first of all pause. Even if things are not going, you feel that, okay, yes, this thing is, and you need to pause. You need to pause first of all, then empathize. Yes, I understand that you could not do this because of this. Give them an excuse. The Prophet even said that we should give our fellow human with 70 years. If you don't give this, you give that. You empathize. I understand that you could not do this because you're giving excuses to them. I understand that you could not do this because I understand that you did this because you're empathizing with them. Then you guide them. Okay, yes, you didn't do this. This was how you were supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to do it, and like that. Then you model. Modeling is something that is important. If you're not responsible, you can't raise responsible children. I'm sorry to say it, but this is the truth. If you're not disciplined, you can't raise disciplined children. You can't raise disciplined children because they're just looking at you. So what do you want to do? You are pausing. to be able to regulate yourself. You pause to regulate yourself. You empathize with the child's feelings. Yes, I understand that you feel this. I understand that this is what you're going through. I understand that you're upset. I understand that you give that, you empathize for you to be able to, to acknowledge that child's feelings. Then you guide them to a better behavior. You guide them to a better behavior. That is what discipline is. Discipline is not what we think it is. Discipline is not just punishment. It's not just eating. It's not just inflicting pain on your children because you want them to learn. This is what discipline is. It is not acting like we are infallible. Because yes, that infallible narrative has been preached onto us. And that's why the whole of our parents carried first in school. Who knows about that? They will always tell you, where did you even see your own brain? Me, I'm always taking all of them. Nobody carried last. That infallibility narrative, that perfectionism narrative, like I am perfect. So who can relate to that narrative of infallibility? We can't forward just it's something that, this is how it is, and it's all based on lies. It's all based on lies. I carried first in my school. I never took this. I never did that. Boys didn't call me. This didn't happen. This didn't happen. Because we want to paint ourselves as perfect in the presence of our children. With this, we will not raise children who will tell us the truth. Because we're also lying to them. So it is not about trying to be infallible. It is not about trying to be perfect. It is about trying as much as possible to feel with our children, to empathize with our children, and to guide them toward the right behavior. Let them even know that it's okay for you to make mistakes. So why does staying connected, why does it work better? It works better because your children learn best when they feel safe and connected. I would appreciate if someone can help me put that in the comment section. Children learn best when they feel safe and connected. And I hope that everyone shared this with every of their friends and other parents around them so that they can also come benefit from this or even catch up with the replay. So we need to know that this works because children learn best when they feel safe and connected. If your child is not safe, if your child does not feel connected to you, it's going to be difficult for your child to learn. I'm saying this from the point of view of a mother. I'm saying this from the point of view of a teacher. I'm saying this from the point of view of a parent coach. Children learn best when they feel safe and connected. That is how the brain works. If there's any learning that you feel is coming up in violence, it is not learning. It is not learning. It is just hypocrisy. Let's just do this so that we'll be safe. Let's just do this so that we'll be safe. That is what is coming up. Are people with me? I'm expecting my point in the comment section. Who is with me? Please, can you hear me? I feel alone. I can't hear anything. Right. So I know that my network is good and I know that I can be heard. So I would still await your response while I go on. Right. So it builds emotional intelligence in our children. Right. Okay. You can hear me. Thank you. Almost late. Right. So it builds emotional intelligence with our children, not fear. I spoke so much about how fear has robbed us of so many things as even adults. Not that fear did not just come as adults. It came when, thank you, Mr. Daya. It came to us right from when we were little, and it is still in us. The fear of failure, the fear of speaking up, the fear. And one thing is that if you have accommodated too much of fear in yourself and you have not dealt with it, you will not be able to build emotional intelligence. You will not be emotionally intelligent because your decision is just going to be based on fear. Just like all the decision of, children who are raised in a very fearful environment is based on, let's just do it so that we're going to be safe. Not because this is the right thing to do. So you correct the behavior while protecting the relationship. That's the goal. You correct the behavior while protecting the relation because the relationship is far better because you have a lot of influencing to do. And if you do not correct that behavior with your relationship still being intact, if your relationship is gone, you will not be able to get that, we're still looking at the little things. The things that we want is, we want our children to listen. We want our children to get chores done. We just want them to obey us. We just want them to do this. What happens is that we're not looking further into the future. That there are so many guidance, there are so many influencing that I still need to do in the life of this child. These ones are just petty influencing. So you need to do it with hikmah. If you don't do it with hikmah, you see that big ones, that big influencing that you need to now do, you won't be able to do it because you are no longer connected with your children. Am I making any sense at all? So those are the reasons why it is important for us to stay connected. That is why that is the only better approach. You need to stay connected with your children. It makes them feel that they have that power to contribute to the decision-making process, both in the home and later in to the society. Because you can imagine, look at these two scenarios. I came back from, you did not know you're supposed to do this. You didn't, everything violence. Then I came back and I'm saying that, okay, what exactly is going on? I noticed that you struggled with this yesterday. Today also the same thing. What exactly is going on? Let's sit down and talk about it. Then your child is able to say that, maybe I slept off, I didn't feel like doing it, Then you're saying, okay, yes, we need to find a solution to this. Now say something. What do you think we can do? You're putting your child in a place whereby it's as if you are giving them the power to say that, okay, yes, I can contribute to the decision-making process. We feel that children are dumb. We treat them like they are dumb, but they are not really. This is something that when we try as much as possible to involve them, you will see beautiful ideas come from them. Excuse me. You see beautiful ideas come from them. So we need to know that emotional safety and attachment are not the enemies of boundaries. So because you're connected to your child, somebody sent a video to me, some days back about a child who was just catching everything in a mall. She was upset, and someone was saying that, leave her alone. You don't know what, of course, it's not Nigeria. Leave her alone. You don't know what that child is going through. Leave her alone. And the child keeps catching everything. No, that's not what we're preaching. We're not saying that we should leave our children to do anything that they like. No. We need to know that emotional safety and attachment, they are not the enemies of boundaries. You saw the practical ways that I gave. You are still going to be connected with your child by showing empathy, and you're still going to set your boundaries. So it's not, when you are saying that be connected, be attached to your child or something, it is not the enemies of boundaries. It doesn't mean that they will not face consequences. It doesn't mean that they will not still get the things that they are supposed to get done. It just means that we are connected while we're still setting boundaries. They are foundation of lasting influence. So emotional safety and attachment are not the enemies of boundaries. They are foundation of lasting influence. Lasting influence. Influence that lasts. That tests, that can stand the test of time. So what are the key steps to building responsibility in children? I've spoken about this before, but we won't stop talking about it. The first one is routines. You need to have routines. Don't always assume that your child knows. Don't you know? Do you know the amount of things that we should even know as adults that we don't even know too? If you want to base it on don't you know? So extend grace to your children. Have routines. It's going to help them. If you feel that you have created routines, they don't still follow it, give it time. I like to use the hadith of the Rasul that says that tell your children to pray when they are 7 years. And when they do not pray when they are 10 years, you spank them a little. Look at the number of years, 7 years. You see that 7 for the whole of the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we are not teaching them. What are we doing? We are modeling. They are seeing us pray. They are seeing us every day pray. So modeling is something that is very important in parenting. The prophet preached it. So we are modeling. We're constantly modeling for 7 good years. So what now happens again when we tell them to pray? He said that we should tell them to pray when they are 7 years. Then we should spank them lightly for it when they are 10 years. How many years again are we told to teach them for? 3 good years. 3 years. 3 years. So how many years have you used to teach that child that thing? And you feel that the only way that child can learn that thing is when you are violent and when you are harsh. Children don't learn when they are not safe, when they do not feel that sense of safety. So have routines, have family meetings, Have family meetings. I love to say that if people that are dealing with services and products have meetings in their offices just for their businesses to run smoothly, what more of you who are raising children? Have family meetings. Have open communication, active open communication. Don't say that when you are talking, your children should not talk. Let them also talk. Of course, not in a rude manner, and that's where skills also come in. Respectful communication, you have to teach it intentionally. Never assume that your children know it. And that's why I said that you need to join an association of teachers as a parent, because you continue to teach. You continue to teach because we are guides. So what does guides do? They teach. They teach. They keep teaching because we are guiding. We cannot guide when we are quiet. And a lot of the time, we're always quiet. We feel that that child should just pick that thing up. That child should just pick that thing up. No, it doesn't work that way. So we need to continue to teach. Open communication. Okay, yes, what do you think? If you look at the whole of the practical examples that I gave the other time, you'll see lots of, open communication come up. Okay, yes, what do you think we should do now? I understand that you're upset with, open communication. Talk. Don't always relegate that they are feeling. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. It doesn't matter. It's nothing. It's something. Show empathy. I explained this before. Listen actively. Don't just listen to respond. When you're able to listen, you listen with the whole of your 5 senses. You listen while if there's something you don't understand, you reiterate it. Do you mean this? Is this what you mean? Steps to raising, to building responsibility in children. Building skills and capacity. I was saying in the Wednesday, session on WhatsApp that when we talk about, building skills and capacity in children will never outgrow something. Look at it as adults. There are several things that maybe because of the things that we have learned, the things that we have heard that we're no longer doing again. So which means that nothing is going to outgrow us except if we learn something that we used to outgrow that thing. I use crying as an example for a child. Nobody outgrew crying. But because a child grows, that child learns how to communicate better. That child is now going to, stop crying and communicate more. It's the same thing for us. Look at all as parents. I have so many people that have said that, okay, yes, your sessions has really helped this. I used to beat so much. I used to yell so much, but now I don't beat anymore. Yes, once in a while, they might want to do it because you have better skills to use. That's why, because you have better tools to use, because you have better knowledge to use. You stopped doing what you were doing. So it is important for you to keep building skills and capacity in your children. Build skills and capacity in your children. It is not enough. You see, it is never enough for us to say, my children are going to school. That's okay. No. It is not just enough to say, my children are going to school. Because what is being learned in school is not enough for our children to navigate life. It is not enough. This I'll continue to say. So you have to intentionally build skills and capacity. And that's why you need to retrospect. You need to think, okay, yes, what is it that I need to teach to this child to help them stop this bad behavior or to help them to stop misbehaving and, carry on something better. So it's something that we constantly need to teach. Think of the skills that your children are going to need. Communication skills, ability to, manage time management, effective communication, and like that, decision-making skills. This is something that is important. And children learn. I tell you, children learn. Yesterday, I was talking to, I was just sitting down. Then my child came to me and said that, Mommy, that thing that you taught me that we should do when we want to make decisions, stop. Please tell me the acronym again, because of course I taught him. I think I've made mention of it in this class too. Stop, think, observe, plan, then proceed. Right. So he remembered that thing. He was trying to build something. I think I posted that thing. But in the littlest thing, they will put into practice whatever it is that you have taught them because they are kids and they trust us so much. They will put into practice. I was just looking at him like, what does he want? What decision is he making now that he's using stop? But then he's making use of it in the small things. When the big things come, he will still be able to use it because I have equipped him with the skill. Build skill and capacity in children. The next one is being proactive, not reactive. Be proactive. As a matter of fact, as I am now, I've started thinking, when my child turns 10, yes, my power of influence is going to reduce, definitely. What is it that I need to continue to do? So that even if this power to influence is reducing, at least it's still there. An intentional parent is a proactive parent. It's not that when the problem now comes, that's when you now start saying, what will I now do? As a matter of fact, you won't even be able to think of what to do. You just act irrationally because you don't even have the skill. You have to be proactive. And that's why sex education course is coming now. Some people are already saying, my child is still 2, my child is still 3. You want to wait till somebody was sharing it on the, on the WhatsApp community that, I need this class. My 10-year-old asked me yesterday what sex is. She's saying that my child, our friend was talking about it in class. Be proactive. Don't wait until your children come and ask you something before you now start looking for, because it will come. If your children are 8, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 7. I'm saying 7 because even my son have started asking me, Mommy, why are you not praying? Because of course you will know that I'm not praying. If your children have not started asking you questions, they are asking somebody else that will negatively influence them. They are asking them. Your children are asking questions. The question is, are they asking you? Are they asking the right people? Or they are asking the wrong people? So be proactive. Don't wait for problems to come before you now start talking. This is something that we didn't have growing up. A lot of us, we just started menstruating just like that. A lot of us, we just started raising children just like that. Because there was no knowledge. There was no foundational knowledge. There was nothing. We were just growing. Anything that comes to us, we now start looking for ways to navigate it. We are 21st century parents. Even if some people are saying they are not 21st century, it's okay. But we are parents. We should equip our children with the things that they need to live life. Start speaking to your children the things that they will need, so that when you talk to them about it, when they hear it outside, it will not be strange to them. They will not go and learn something wrong outside. This is something that is important. Be proactive, not reactive. Don't wait for problems to come before you now start finding solution to it. Let me stop it there. Join sex education course. The wait list is by next week Friday. I think 6th. Maybe we'll have to change the dates because yes, I know that it's Eid. We have to bring the date closer, maybe 2nd or 3rd or 4th of June. We're going to have that flash sale. And that flash sale gives you the opportunity to pay 2,999 instead of 7,500. Once that opportunity it's just going to be for 2 hours. It's going to be open for 2 hours, whereby parents who are interested and who are on the wait list already are able to pay that price rather than them paying 7,500, 500 naira. So be proactive. Join that wait list now and get that discount. This is something that is very, very important. Another thing is family traditions. I always say it's that one of the needs of human being is that sense of belonging. We want to belong. Everybody wants. Think about it. We want to belong to a community. We want to belong to a society whereby we feel seen. We feel that, okay, yes, we want a sense of belonging is a need of every human being. Let your children have it in the home. Have family traditions, family meeting, family playtime, family gathering, family this. Let them have that sense of belonging from home, so they will not go and be seeking it from the wrong place when they start leaving your home. When they start growing, when they start understanding the fact that have it. If you have teenagers, talk to them. Okay, what do you think we can do in our family this week? It could be weekly film, movie night, movie show, and things like that. Have family traditions. It will give them a sense of belonging. And what's giving them a sense of belonging does is that they understand that yes, this is our home. Everyone puts their hands on deck to make it work. It makes them become responsible. This is something that is very important. Right on time today, alhamdulillah. In conclusion, first of all, before we conclude, join the wait list now for the sex education course. This is something that is very important. When I was talking about, I think, the digital age, I said that sex conversation is far more than sex conversation. There's no sex conversation without tech conversation. So you are having like 2 in 1 in that course. Don't miss it for anything. Don't miss it for anything. 2,999 is not, that money cannot buy anything. It's not something that is so, even if you buy something, you eat it and you forget. Join it and get that knowledge. Be proactive, don't forget. In conclusion, your behavior is your child's curriculum. I would appreciate if someone can help me put that in the comment section. Even if we have not been putting anything, I would appreciate if someone can actually help me put that in the comment section. Your behavior is your child's curriculum. Your behavior is your child's curriculum. They learn more by watching you than by what you say. Your behavior is your child's curriculum. They learn more by watching you, not by what you say. So if something is not going your way and you overreact, your child is also learning to do the same thing. So your behavior is your child's curriculum. Show them that owning up to mistakes and making amends, show them what it looks like. Show them to own up to mistakes. It goes down to when you do something wrong for your children, you apologize to them. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is it Mohammed or Mohammed? I don't know. Your behavior is your child's curriculum. Thank you. They learn more by watching you than by what you say. Show them what owning up to mistakes and making amends looks like. Use your mistakes and their mistakes as opportunities to deepen trust. When you make a mistake, you're telling your child, you see, I made a mistake. It's okay for you to make mistakes. They will not have that fear of, let me not try. That's why we have so many things that has died in children, because they don't want to make mistakes. They just want to be in your safe place. They want to be on that safe book of you, right? So use it as an opportunity to deepen trust with your children. And with this, we have come to the end of today's session. Alhamdulillah. We have come to the end of raising responsible children while still maintaining emotional connection. I hope that you learned something from this session. I hope that you are going with a lot. Like I always say at the end of our session, make sure you leave this class with something. This is what differentiates you from those who didn't come at all, right? So wherever it is that I have made any mistake, it's from me and it's from Shaitan. I pray that Allah forgives me. And whatever it is that I have said anything beneficial, it is definitely from Allah. So see you again next Friday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.